Ladies and gentlemen, it is a rare gift to make people laugh. It is even rarer to do so for decades, touching the hearts of multiple generations. Brian Murphy, the legendary British actor, was one such rare gem. With a twinkle in his eye, a sharp wit, and a presence that lit up television screens across the country, he made millions laugh. Today, we gather with heavy hearts to bid farewell to a man who brought joy, laughter, and warmth into the lives of millions, Brian Murphy. He was not just an actor. He was a storyteller, a comedian, and a cherished part of British television history. His passing on February 2nd, 2025, at the age of 92, has left a void in the hearts of his family, friends, colleagues, and devoted fans. Brian Murphy was best known for his unforgettable role as George Roper in the classic sitcoms Man About the House and its spin-off George and Mildred. His unique comedic timing, expressive performances, and ability to make people laugh with the simplest of gestures made him one of the most beloved actors of his time. But beyond the screen, Brian was a kind, humble, and gentle soul who touched the lives of many with his warmth and generosity. As we celebrate his life and legacy today, let us take a moment to reflect on the incredible journey of Brian Murphy, his beginnings, his rise to fame, his contributions to television and theater, and the lasting impact he leaves behind. Though he may no longer walk among us, his laughter, his kindness, and his incredible performances will remain with us forever. Brian Murphy was born on September 25, 1932, on the Isle of Wight, England. Growing up, he had a deep love for storytelling and performance. Even as a child, he enjoyed making people laugh, whether through impersonations, jokes, or playful antics. His passion for acting led him to pursue a career in the arts, and he trained at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, LAMDA, one of the most prestigious acting schools in the UK. Here, he refined his skills, learning everything from classical theater to modern comedy. But Brian's real education came in the world of theater, particularly under the guidance of Joan Littlewood, a revolutionary director and playwright. Working with Littlewood's theater workshop, Brian became part of a new wave of British theater, known for its bold storytelling and sharp social commentary. During these formative years, he developed the comedic timing and expressive acting style that would later make him a star. Unlike many actors who seek leading roles, Brian found joy in playing quirky comedic characters, the ones that made people laugh, even in difficult times. In the early years of his career, Brian honed his craft in theater, performing in numerous stage productions. He became a prominent figure in the Joan Littlewood Theater Workshop, known for its innovative and socially relevant productions. During this time, he worked alongside some of the greatest names in British theater, learning the intricacies of stage performance and developing the skills that would later make him a star on television. Brian Murphy's big break came in the early 1970s when he was cast as George Roper in the hit sitcom Man About the House. The show, which aired from 1973 to 1976, revolved around two single women and a single man sharing a flat, much to the disapproval of their landlords, George and Mildred Roper. As George Roper, Brian Murphy created one of the most memorable and beloved comedic characters in British television history. George was a lazy yet lovable husband, often outwitted by his sharp-tongued wife, Mildred, played by the brilliant Eutha Joyce. Their on-screen chemistry was nothing short of magical, and their constant bickering mixed with George's cluelessness and Mildred's exasperation made them fan favorites. The success of Man About the House led to the spin-off series George and Mildred, which ran from 1976 to 1979. This series focused entirely on the lives of the Ropers as they moved into a new neighborhood and dealt with new challenges. The show was an instant hit, and Brian's performance as George cemented his place as a television legend. Although George and Mildred ended in 1979, Brian Murphy's career was far from over. He continued to appear in numerous television shows, films, and stage productions. Some of his notable roles included appearances in Last of the Summer Wine, One Foot in the Grave, Bread, and The Catherine Tate Show. In the 2000s, Brian delighted a new generation of audiences with his role as Alvin Smedley in Last of the Summer Wine. His character, a mischievous and fun-loving pensioner, was a perfect fit for his comedic abilities. Even in his later years, Brian never lost his passion for performing, and his love for acting remained evident in every role he took on. Beyond his work on screen, Brian Murphy was a deeply kind and humble man. While many actors become distant from their fans, Brian always took the time to connect with people who admired his work. Off-screen, Brian Murphy was known for his kindness, humility, and infectious sense of humor. Those who worked with him often spoke about how generous and warm-hearted he was, always willing to share a joke or a kind word. Brian was married to actress Linda Regan, best known for her role in High to High. The two shared a deep and loving relationship, supporting each other throughout their careers. They shared a life full of laughter, supporting each other through the highs and lows of their careers. Linda recently paid a touching tribute to Brian, sharing a photo of them together, accompanied by heartfelt words of love and remembrance. Linda recently paid a heartfelt tribute to Brian, sharing a beautiful photo of them together and expressing her enduring love for him. Brian was also a devoted father to his two sons, Trevor and Kevin, from his first marriage. He valued his family deeply and always prioritized spending time with his loved ones, despite the demands of his acting career. Though his career kept him busy, he always made time for his family. He was known for his warmth, generosity, and ability to make those around him feel special. His colleagues frequently spoke of his genuine nature. Unlike some actors who become consumed by fame, Brian remained grounded, never allowing success to change him. He was the type of person who would offer words of encouragement to young actors, share stories with longtime friends, and always greet fans with a smile. Even in his 90s, Brian Murphy remained a vibrant and active figure in the entertainment industry. Although he appeared on screen less frequently in his later years, he continued to make guest appearances and remained a beloved figure in British pop culture. He also attended fan conventions and interviews, where he shared his experiences and memories from his decades in show business. His health began to decline in recent years, and on February 2, 2025, Brian Murphy passed away peacefully at the age of 92. His passing was met with an outpouring of tributes from fans, fellow actors, and industry professionals who recognized his immense contributions to British television. Brian Murphy lived a life filled with laughter, love, and legacy. His passing marks the end of an era, but his contributions to British television will never be forgotten. As we say goodbye to this incredible man, we must remember him not with sadness, but with joy, just as he would have wanted. He made us laugh, he brightened our days, and he left us with memories that will last a lifetime. Though he may no longer walk among us, Brian Murphy's spirit will live on in every chuckle, every rerun, and every fan who continues to find joy in his work. Brian Murphy's legacy is one that will live on forever. He was more than just a comedian or an actor. He was a storyteller who had the rare ability to bring joy into people's lives. His performances in Man About the House and George and Mildred continue to be cherished by audiences, and his influence on the world of comedy is undeniable. His portrayal of George Roper has inspired countless comedians and actors, proving that great humor often comes from the simplest of interactions. Even decades after his shows first aired, new generations continue to discover and enjoy his work, proving that true talent is timeless. Beyond his career, Brian's kindness, humility, and love for his craft set an example for aspiring actors and entertainers. He showed that success in the entertainment industry is not just about talent. It's also about hard work, dedication, and treating others with respect. As we gather here today to say our final goodbyes, we do so with gratitude for the countless moments of laughter and joy that Brian Murphy gave us. His presence will be missed, but his legacy will live on in the hearts of those who loved and admired him. Let us remember Brian not with sadness, but with a smile just as he would have wanted. Let us celebrate his life, his humor, and the happiness he spread through his work. Brian Murphy may have left this world, but the joy he brought to our lives will never fade. Good night, George, and thank you for all the laughter. Rest in peace, Brian Murphy. You will always be remembered.